Alright guys, welcome to my anime review of Gantz. This is a pretty controversial series overall because, as you know, well, as you hopefully know, unless you're completely new to this anime, it's pretty violent. It's got a pretty, I guess for lack of a better word, again, controversial story, and how it follows a certain character that a lot of people tend not to like, but I think that the way the character development worked out, it was just generally good. The main character, I don't go. I think they just call him K, like K-E-I. But he starts off, he's like really cynical. He's distanced from the rest of the world. But when him and his old friend from like his middle school or elementary school, from his past, basically, that friend used to look up to him. By the way, they get killed. They go to this game called Gantz. It's controlled by the Gantz ball, which is basically like this dude who's like cryogenically asleep in this ball, and basically. What's weird about this show is that it really just it evokes emotion where you want the characters to survive, and a lot of the time that doesn't happen, which is why a lot of people don't like it. But really, that's also why it's a good show, because it really gets you to care about the characters, but at the same time it works out so that way in the end, at least for me personally, it wasn't dissatisfying. You know, life goes on. The main character Kay like develops a lot. So, even with the loss of other characters, which I thought happened all too often, to be honest, it still went on, and it's just a really dramatic show. Honestly, I think it's a really good show, but I've also heard from plenty of people that they don't like it. You know, the gore, it can be excessive at times. I'm not gonna mess around here. It can be really, really excessive. It's ridiculous. At some points, you'll see people like melting, imploding, exploding. Other forms of uploading stuff like that. It's just really gory, and also there's explicit sexual material. Really, like sometimes it's like forced. One point there's like 2-minute sex scenes, like there's like 3 or 4 of them. I skip them. Some people don't, and some people actually like that. I'm not gonna judge, but honestly, it's not my thing, and it's not a lot of people's preference. So obviously, it's gonna get some lower scores, but I personally rate this anime very highly. It went well with the drama idea and you know, life and death, dangerous game idea, survival, and it's just that whole plot structure that makes it interesting. You know, it's something that you wanna continue watching. You wanna follow to the very end. It's one of those animes that does that for me. Not all of them do, but this anime just kept me wanting to watch the next episode. You know, to see what would happen, and that's why I see why it'd be pretty popular. But anyway, yeah, so I rate this anime well. I do suggest it, but not to those who don't want to see anything explicit, because there's plenty of explicit material here. So basically, yeah, just go for that. If you want to try something more innocent with still that style, there's not a lot I can suggest. I've heard that Bokurano is basically a less violent version, but regardless, I've heard that's also pretty violent, so it doesn't make much of a difference. It's really more preference rather than, like, age. So anyway, I rate it highly. It's got. I suggest you read a written review, also negative ones, so you can see the negative points, measure out the pros and the cons, see your preference. Anyway, I liked it. That's my review. See you guys next time.